Hello viewers, we're back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 and previous video I flew into this little mountain lake in near Vancouver, BC. It was pretty dark when I came in here. This is in the morning, a couple of days later. I've packed up all the camping gear, got the plane all pre-flighted, we're ready to get out of here. And we're just taking a last look around, make sure we didn't leave a mess. Almost looks like frost on the ground here. Okay, so I guess we got everything. We'll just hike out to the plane and get this show on the road. Luckily I got my water shoes on. Otherwise this would not work at all. And I'd probably be about waist deep by now. And maybe chest deep. Maybe swimming. Okay, so we're in the plane. Don't really need the lights on. So, I'll go mixture up, a little bit of throttle. Start the engine. Get us lined up. And I'll circle the lake a little bit. I'll show you where it is, what the layout here looks like. And by that I mean I'll circle it from the air. So as you can see, it's a decent sized lake. It's about 10 a.m. up near the snow line. About 3,000 feet above sea level, so it would be pretty chilly up here, especially in early December. Opens up in this nice big valley here. But that's not the way we're going out. We're just going to pick up a bit of altitude. And we got another little lake just to the south of us. That one I think would be hard to land on. The other one over there I'm not too sure. There's also another small one just down at the end of this one, the direction we're heading. Be kind of an awesome place to put a cabin. Maybe take out a few trees, put a fishing lodge up here. Oh, I guess we don't need flaps anymore. Now, once you get over this mountain here, it drops you in another valley. And just off my left wingtip there, I believe that's Pitt Lake, which is out by Maple Ridge. So we're actually only about 35 nautical miles, pretty much in the direction that I'm facing. Now, pretty much this way, 35 nautical miles to Vancouver International Airport. So that's conveniently located. And rather than following the lake, I'm just going to go over top of these peaks here, just to get an idea. So it would be right around this area here, I think, is where we came out of. A lot of these little lakes up here, but most of them would probably be too small for fish. I think you could probably stock the one that we were landed at, though. So yeah, I'm not positive, but I think this is Pitt Lake. Because Maple Ridge should be that marker over on my left wingtip. Cut a little bit to the west here. And that lake, if I was to bring it up on the tablet, was this one here. This one here. And YVR is right directly in front of us. And in fact, if I do direct to 29 nautical miles. So definitely not far. I mean, actually within fairly easy reach of a helicopter too. 4,000 feet ASL's nothing. And here's another one that's even closer, and yet still remote enough that you're not driving there. You're pretty much going in or out by float plane. Or maybe helicopter. And the cool thing about Flight Sim 2020 and 2024 is that these are based on satellite photos. So these are actually here, that close to Vancouver. And we got the interior view. But there's so much to see. It's a little more fun to do it from the external view. Tablet says 22 miles. Nautical miles, of course, because we're flying towards the water. And in case you're new to these videos, I'm using Track IR for head tracking. So if you see the view go whipping around, it's probably because I'm looking for something on my throttle, or my cat's freaking out about something. Although I can't just toggle it off. That's why it's particularly steady right now. So as to enjoy a refreshing beverage. And this lake, it looks like, has road access. Although I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure which lake this is. A lot of water up here though. So Coquitlam Center is over there. That means just on the other side of the hill here I should see Port Coquitlam. I probably had enough altitude to get over this. A lot of helipads out there. It should be Indian Arms, so lots of high-end properties out in that direction. This should be the Second Narrows Bridge. This should be Canada Place, Stanley Park. This would be YVR, Vancouver International Airport. We're going to land in Vancouver Harbor. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. I'm just trying to get some functionality out of my Razor Stream controller. And it seems to be functioning at some level, but it looks like the controls are considerably different. And I have no autopilot in this, which is what I've got a lot of my stuff set up for. That was my ATC function in Flight Sim 2020. However, the fact that it's working at all is encouraging. I've never really gotten a response from it in this game. So yeah, just under the left wing is the Second Narrows Bridge. Down here is a marina where I used to have my sailboat moored years ago. Although it looks like most of it's underwater. That's one of the things they did in 2020 and they haven't really fixed in 2024 is that shorelines, they tended to not have stuff that was on the surface. Like I get that they're just doing this from satellite maps. And then they put the ocean level at a particular spot. But it is a little bit bothersome to see coastlines that you're familiar with that they haven't properly modeled. Like that, for instance. I'm pretty sure that freighter isn't actually built into the landscape there. And there's 0 ships out in English Bay, just on the other side of Stanley Park. Normally there's a bunch of freighters anchored in there waiting for their turn to come in and unload. But I don't know, I guess maybe the proposed Trump tariffs are cutting some of that business out. No cruise ships docked at Canada Place. Oh, and this is pretty interesting if you're not familiar with the Vancouver area. You'll notice we have the giant ironwood trees, rumored to have been brought here from the Wookiee homeworld of Kashyyyk tens of thousands of years ago by refugees from the Galactic Empire. They're so big they couldn't tear them down. They just built the city around them, dwarfing even the tallest skyscrapers. Impressive, right? You don't see these anywhere else in the world. Well, maybe in Flight Sim 2024 you do. Of course, these days the Wookiees are all but extinct. Over the millennia, the natives tended to refer to them as Sasquatch. And they're mostly lone sightings out in the woods. Anyways, fascinating bit of Canadian culture. Last summer there was an incident where a float plane coming out of Harbor Air crashed into a boat right around here. And there we had an extra bouncy landing. But no boats were hit. Wow, these textures look horrible from ground level. Okay, so at this point passengers can swim ashore, and there's a variety of hotels available in downtown Vancouver, and that's going to conclude this trip. So yeah, nice couple of little lakes up in the mountains there to fly to. Hopefully you found this video somewhat enjoyable, and if you did, come back for the next one.